It's 3 a.m., you're wide awake staring at the ceiling. And for some reason, your brain has picked this exact moment to replay every embarrassing thing you've said since the third grade. So you grab your phone, big mistake, and Google, why do I wake up at 3 a.m.? Now WebMD is convinced you have 17 diseases and possibly a curse.
Except, you don't have insomnia. You're not broken. You're not dying. You're just running some very old software.
300,000 years ago, your tack on about 12,000 more greats, grandpa was also wide awake in the dead of night. He wasn't checking Twitter, though. He was checking for tigers. You're not broken. You're just still running on ancient human factory settings. Let's rewind. Chapter 1. What an actual caveman night looked like. Spoiler, it's not just grunt, sleep, repeat. A couple hours after the sun goes down, bedtime. No Netflix, no one more episode, no doom scrolling. Once the fire is the only light left, the whole tribe is down for the count. Meet Kevin. Definitely not his real name, but work with me here. Kevin's out cold a couple hours after sunset. Historians call this first sleep. Deep, heavy, dream-packed. A few hours in, bam, Kevin's eyes pop open. Not from a nightmare, not from a notification, just Tuesday. And here's the twist. He's not the only one. The whole tribe stirs, right on schedule. This had a name too, second sleep, with a nice little chunk of wide-awake time sandwiched in between. So what do you do with a bonus hour of consciousness at 2 a.m.? Stoke the fire. Scan the tree line for anything with teeth. Catch up on some cave-side gossip. Fun fact, dreams are freshest right when you first wake up, so this was prime time to tell each other the weird stuff your brain cooked up. Basically, humanity's first group therapy session. And also, since the kids were asleep and nobody else was watching, this was prime time for some, let's say, tribe-building activities. Moving on. Chapter 2. Why sleeping like a rock for 8 straight hours would have gotten you killed. Literally. Picture it. You're out on the open savanna. No walls, no locks, no ring doors. Just you, your tribe, and a whole buffet of large predators who think sleeping human sounds like a Tuesday special. So if you've ever bragged about sleeping like the dead, congrats. Back then, that wasn't a flex. That was a 5-star Yelp review from a sabertooth cat. And it's not just teeth. The coldest hours of the whole night are right before dawn. Nobody tending the fire? Hello, hypothermia. That campfire wasn't just decoration. It was your heater, your security system, and your kitchen, running 24/7 with 0 staff. Somebody had to get up and feed it. Also, a night back then wasn't a tidy 8 hours. Without electricity, darkness could stretch 12, sometimes 14 hours. That's a long time to just lie there. So the brain said, let's split this into 2 shifts with a snack break. Multiply that by an entire tribe waking in staggered waves, and congratulations, you've basically built a 24-hour security rotation without a single scheduling meeting. Waking up at 3 a.m. wasn't a glitch. It was the whole species' survival strategy. Which, honestly, makes your version, doom scrolling at 3 a.m., feel like a huge downgrade. Chapter 3. If 2-part sleep worked for 300,000 years, why do you sleep in one miserable block? Enter the villains. First up, artificial light. Candles, oil lamps, cute, but not exactly game-changing. Then, cities started lighting up streets at night, and suddenly, nighttime stopped meaning time to stop existing. But the real final boss shows up in the 1800s, the Industrial Revolution. Life stops running on sunlight. Now it runs on a factory whistle. Factories did not care about your ancient sleep rhythm. They cared about shifts. Time was suddenly money, and lying awake at 2 a.m. processing your dreams was now just wasted productivity. Then, in 1879, the light bulb shows up and finishes the job. Now you can turn night into day whenever you feel like it. Congrats, humanity! We basically invented insomnia on purpose. Here's the wild part. People used to write about first sleep and second sleep like it was the most normal thing in the world, in diaries, letters, old journals. Then, within about a century, it just vanished from the record. A historian literally had to dig through hundreds of years of old paperwork to prove it ever existed. And that's how you ended up here, crammed into one non-negotiable 8-hour block, judged by an app that gives you a sleep score, while your ancient brain is still quietly waiting for it to be 3 a.m. watch time. So next time you jolt awake at 3 a.m., don't panic. You haven't broken your brain. You've just accidentally time traveled back to factory settings. Maybe don't reach for the phone, though. That blue light is basically a tiny sun lying to your brain. Just lie there. Breathe. Maybe mentally check for saber-toothed tigers. It's tradition. And if your brain enjoyed learning that you're basically a Stone Age creature with Wi-Fi, that's the whole vibe here at Sketch History. We take weird human habits and drag their ancient backstory into the light. So hit subscribe, ring the bell, and join the tribe. Pun fully intended. All right, it's almost 3 a.m. in caveman time. Gotta go. Tiger Patrol. See you next time.